Hi, everybody. So it's been a long time. I kind of dropped off for a minute because I was in Thailand and helping a monk move and then coming back and rearranging wedding plans. But we're back on track now. I got a few updates for you as to what has happened, and we're going to be chatting with Linda because she's really great at hitting me with the questions that everybody seems to have. So it's a really easy way for me to answer questions and get everybody updated. So what happened in Springfield is Jill Tracy was vehemently opposed to us trying to change that exemption amendment in any way, shape, or form. In fact, she went through, we had found 3 different people to sponsor our legislation request in the veto sessions, and she literally went through and bullied those people into dropping that sponsorship by threatening to get them deseated, or people that had been running unopposed in their district. She threatened to put a candidate in there to get them unelected. So a number of people, I'm not quite clear on where her power lies, but a number of people have shut down because of what she requested. In fact, IDFPR was even approached, and that didn't go well either because of her involvement. So Jill Tracy had also agreed to, had sat with some of the people that went down to Springfield in the group and had agreed to request a 6-month extension. That was like the takeaway, request a 6-month extension. So we had 6 months to get back into legislation and request a path towards licensure that we could maybe get approved prior to the extension ending. She did not live up to that word and basically left us with where we're at. The amendment has stricken the exemption from the Massage Therapy Act as of January 1st. So where does that leave us? So basically the main struggle right now is finding a liability insurance to cover us, to protect us against any mishaps that might happen with clients after January 1st. The problem is most insurance companies do not want to insure you if it is not covered under state legislation. I am still waiting for a response on ABMP as to whether or not they would cover us. There is a bit of a murky water in being covered by the Religious Freedom Act because Thai massage in particular, I can't speak for the shiatsu people, I'm sorry on that, but for the Thai massage people, it is covered under the Religious Freedom Act because it is based in Buddhist medicine. When I have an insurance company that will cover us for it, I will fully explain how to go that route. But for right now, insurance is a stickler. I have talked to some other insurance companies. I have talked to ABMP, first of all, and they just haven't gotten back to me with a response. So I will continue to push for a response on that, but I have yet to hear back. And the other people that I have followed up with, some of the companies that I found that seem to be more lenient, have basically just asked that I need to prove that we're covered under state legislation in order to continue to practice, and that's not really a thing. There's also some murky water as continuing under your yoga license. You might want to check with the Yoga Alliance, with the Yoga Alliance, as to how they feel about manual therapy and what their stance would be on that. And I'm going to turn this to Linda for questions.
So all that said, come January 1st, what would be your thoughts about continuing to practice if insurance is lined up and things like that?
If insurance is lined up, we definitely have a lawyer. IDFPR has kind of silently agreed not to implement the law yet. And in fact, when I first started talking to them, they had told me that they knew that this change was coming down the road, but they honestly had no idea how to implement it. And I'm sure that's probably still a thing. It will probably take them at least 6 months to come up with an implementation program. Some of the people in our group are trying to get IDFPR to like actually sign a letter stating that they're not going to pursue us, but whether or not IDFPR pursues us doesn't matter unless we have insurance, right? So if you want to continue to practice without insurance, I guess that is your choice. It's not a very safe choice because if you have assets and something happens with a client, they can come after you for your personal assets.
And what about grandfathering? Like, is there something about all the work and the studies and the hours that we have?
Yep, so that's what's being worked on right now. Steve from Zen Shiatsu has been really adamant about and really helpful in writing what would be a path towards licensure for the Asian bodywork therapies. But we need to get the classes that we've already taken to be seen. So while we're simultaneously working on a new path, we're also looking to try to, as we carve that path, we're looking to get people that have already been in practice and already studied to be grandfathered. And we're looking at what are the qualifications for people to be grandfathered.
And would that ultimately would be preparing us to take the classes and what we need to get licensed? Would it be an MBLAC?
Yeah, so one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to grandfather people based on the classes that they have, or they might grandfather people and require that you take additional classes. If they require that you take additional classes, Steve over at Zen Shiatsu is fully prepared to gear a program towards what we need as Thai practitioners trying to fulfill this gap that we're missing at the moment. If you are looking to get started early and taking some classes, I would highly recommend going over to Zen Shiatsu because Steve is fully informed of where we're at and what we need, and he's not going to be looking to send you through like an entire new program starting from scratch, right? It's going to be kind of based on the work you're already doing with a school that's already Illinois Board of Higher Education approved, and somebody at the helm that is directly involved with everything that's been happening right now.
Okay, so does his students, do they take the MBLACs, or is it a whole different?
I will be honest, I'm not sure if his students are taking the MBLACs, but yes, that's probably another thing we're probably going to, we need permission to take the MBLACs. Right now, like even if you wanted to go take the MBLACs, you don't qualify because you haven't gone to the proper schooling channels. So yeah, that's a great question. I'll have to take up with Steve. I'll ask him in the meeting this week.
And so, meanwhile, like if anyone's considering going to a massage school for licensing, that's an option. But
yeah,
if you have a lot of hours and a lot of time, maybe that's not the way to go, right? Like myself and you, and I'm sure many people, we have countless hours of study.
If I get grandfathered in, then yeah, hopefully we don't need to take a whole new program.
Right.
But if
do you have any idea of when we might
know if we're going to get grandfathered? It's honestly not going to happen until after January 1st, because we need to wait until things get back into session and we get some answers, right? So having that answer before January 1st is probably not realistic. If you want to be proactive, sign up for a course, that's the place to go. If you want to wait until we find out where we're supposed to be, then we'll have a better idea as to like whether you need to just take some additional hours, or whether your hours all get grandfathered in, or whether you need to take a whole new program.
Okay. That's about it right now. Well, one other thing. What about the Thai Healing Alliance?
So, Thai Healing Alliance has been proposed as a way to qualify people in the grandfathering. But Thai Healing Alliance is missing a few things. For many long programs, if you, for example, have taken a 220-hour program with one particular teacher, they only give you credit for half of those hours. So if you're getting grandfathered in, you're probably going to need somewhere around 500 or 600 hours. And if he's not going to count all of your hours, then that's severely going to hurt you in that aspect. It's also going to need to be a group that has you sign an ethics agreement, which is not something that's part of his organization. And to qualify, you would probably also need to be an RTT rather than just a basic member, somebody that has like proved your schooling. And his RTT program at the moment is $250, and it's again, he doesn't count all of your schooling. So I've been in the process of establishing a new organization. I'm going to be posting those details on the Wadita Movement website. If you go to that website and you click join, you can give me your information and your email, and as soon as I have that organization set up and can provide you a way to like qualify the schooling that you've taken, all of it, not just part of it, I will definitely send an email out to everybody that has signed up for involvement on that.
Okay, and I think for me, Jess.
Yeah. If anybody else has any other concerns, please message me and I will try to address them in the next video, or you can put them in the comments here and I'll try to address them in the next video. There should be a meeting this week, so I hope to come at you with another update next weekend. Welcome back. Time to mobilize.